Hey everyone, it's Patrick Bell here with Leader Publishing Worldwide. I'm here with Carl O'Brien, coming to you with
Hey, hey,
some
hey.
profit acceleration software questions and answers. How's it going, Carl?
Doing fabulous, buddy. How you doing, man?
It's a good day. It's a very good day. Yeah, amidst the
Cool,
rain.
cool. Yeah, I know it's a little bit. I know we're in this. Oh, man, sucks, but whatever. But whatever. All good. Away she goes. So, hang on a second. Must be that time of day. I'm getting beep, beep. Okay, cool. So what are we going to do here, buddy? We're going to open everybody up for some Q&A, correct? Is that our game plan?
Yeah, let's see if we've got someone on the line. Make sure this is all working. Just as a
Yeah, let's do
reminder,
that.
as we're doing that, that the purpose of the call today is just to really answer questions that you might have about the profit acceleration software. And of course, there might be some training or some bright ideas that occur along the way as a byproduct. But at least we'll get your questions answered. So maybe, Carl, you want to open someone up and see who's there?
I will do it. I think William, my boy William, you there, bud? William, can you hear us, buddy? Okay, he might not be able to hear. Okay, that's cool. But anyway, William's here with us. Okay, so let's open somebody up. Where are we going to go? Let's go to my buddy Martha. Yo, Martha, you're live. How's it going? Yo, Martha, Martha. Uh-oh, hang on a second. Let me try that again. Yo, Martha, Martha.
Oh, hold on.
There we hold on. We're both talking in echoes. What's happening?
Oh my gosh. Well, we're excited. We're going to be, actually I should let Don speak for me, because he's going to be the one doing this. We're deciding on a different angle about focus groups using PAS as the incentive, of course, and, trying to get people into a group. And I'm sure I've heard this before, but we just thought it was a great idea, especially for chambers. So we're not, presenting it as a selling product, but as a curiosity product. And, just going to do the jump start, the quick jump start, to show them what it can do. And if they want more information, to please give us a call. So.
Yep. Okay. First of all, I love for everybody listening, but there's two words, guys, that you want to really understand. One is curiosity. Curiosity is how you get somebody on the phone or to an appointment, or into a live meeting. And then secondly, certainty. So that's the second word. Curiosity is the first word. Certainty is the second. When I get in front of you, when I get you on the phone, when we get face to face, I want to create certainty within you that whatever I'm going to charge you, and let's hypothetically say $2,000 a month, 24 grand a year, that I'm going to deliver at least twice of that in return. So why that's money at a discount? Why wouldn't you be willing to trade $48,000 in exchange for $24,000? You'd be crazy to not do it.
Right.
So anyway, so Martha, I want to understand better though, because you said curiosity. I want to make sure everybody understood the power of that. You're going to the chambers. Please walk us through that so I understand the dynamic.
Well, we before COVID ID took over, we had gone to a couple of sessions, networking sessions, and that's as far as we got. But we did get to meet
at the chamber. Sorry, Martha, at the chamber.
It was a networking meeting. It wasn't even a chamber.
Okay.
Meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but at that meeting was the president of the chamber,
Gotcha.
who took an interest in us. Although there was another member of LPW who also initially mentioned this program, but it didn't get anywhere. So we're thinking, well, shoot, we can do this better. So
yep.
That's why we decided we're going to call him and give him our ideas, and also go along with the idea that we only need to meet with 5 or 6 people that he would recommend. Of course, what we would really like to do is get the chamber officials, the 5 or 6 people that run it, and show them first, and then get them excited, and then we're going to pass it on to the rest of the group.
Okay, cool. Well, there we go. We got the ball rolling. So the bottom line is that you've managed to get in front of the chamber, and the game plan is that you're going to get him fired up about the profit acceleration software, which is going to allow you to get it in front of the rest of the chamber members. Is that right?
Exactly. Yep.
Cool. There we go.
Mhm.
Good job. Okay, high five. And let me part with you with these words. When you're speaking to them, say, use this test drive. Say, listen, let's call him Dave for the sake of the argument. Dave, just take us for a test drive. Don't send us everybody. Don't promote us on the front page of the website. Send us 3 people. Watch what we can do. Let us prove to you we're the real deal. We're going to change lives so positively. It's going to blow you away. Just don't send us your 3 best. Don't send us your 3 worst. Just 3 in the middle, and watch what happens. That's the way to approach that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carl.
So test drive. You're welcome. Awesome. Good to have you. And by the way, you see Pat's screen?
Yes.
Actually, I can see it. So okay, beautiful. Okay, cool. We're going to put you back on mute. And guys, so the game plan is that we want you guys, this is a Q&A session. Again, as Pat has mentioned multiple times here as we started this isn't so much about training, but this is about, we're here to answer your questions. If you got a question, either go into the chat box and plunk it in, or raise your hand and we will open you up. Okay, Brian has got our first question. Just hang on a sec. So again, if you guys got a question, otherwise it's gonna be a pretty short session here, guys. Let's go.
And that's okay. We don't mind short sessions. We've got lots to do.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things to do. Yo, Brian. You got Pat.
Hey, Carl.
How you doing? Fabulous.
Hey,
what's happening,
Hey,
bud?
Pat, how you doing?
Good.
So the question is, has anyone used the tool in a webinar yet? And if so, how do you position it?
Good question. I know Michael, hang on a sec, is Michael Rager here. Hang on a second. Live events, most definitely. I'm not sure about in a webinar, but Michael's done it very successfully. Michael Rager in like a live event. And look, do I recommend it? Pat, I'd like to hear your comment. I'm going to give mine, and then I'd like to hear what you think. But I don't know that I would. I feel like I would stay on script. Do understand though that I've done over 400 local live events, which look exactly like Live Event Mastery. So that could be just the fact that I got my mojo. I know what I'm doing. Like the last time I did a live event, I got 100% conversion, and that's not 100% conversion to appointments. That's 100% conversion to high-end coaching clients. And I'm not in any way saying that to pump my chest. I'm saying that to say that I've got a system that works, falling off a log. So I wouldn't adjust it. And my reasoning behind it, though, why I think that I wouldn't, like Adrian's the best platform speaker that I've ever met. The end, right? I'll put him against the world's absolute best. And he will always tell you that you leave your best for last, right? So last out, first remembered is what he says. So basically at the very end, remember, I just said it a second ago, if I want to get into a room with you or I want to get you on the phone, what do? I want to make you curious. I don't know of a better way to make you curious than to say to you, Brian, I'm going to find you $100,000 in 45 minutes without you spending an extra $1 on marketing or advertising. I feel like that is just home run city. And then how do I do that? Well, I've got this proprietary software to back it all up. So I feel like I would do a normal presentation and then use profit acceleration software as the end and as a sledgehammer on the side of the head to go, oh my gosh, let me at it. Let me check this out. I want to do that. So I personally don't know that I would. But that being said, I can tell you, Michael Rager's done it very successfully. He He knocked it out of the park. He loved every minute of it. He said that the session went unbelievably. So you've got to take that. So this just comes from a place of this is what I've done. This is what I know. And this is what I would do tomorrow. But Pat, how would you answer that, bud? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, I agree with most of what you're saying there. I would bring out the software in a webinar, but I'm not sure you need to go much further than this opening screen here, the summary screen. And you can just say, look, and I would even put these numbers lower, like you got a 9% in here. I just set up a trial company and just put it 3%, 4%, 5% max, and just say, look here, average company doing $1 million. And at the end, you can say, look at the impacts we're having here. So 300 and $2,000 or 600% impact on profits, whatever. And we could do something like that in your company, and we're not going to promise all 9, but believe me, we've got 40 of these tucked away. There's only 11 as of next week, or this week it'll be 12 on the screen. So I would let them see it, and as Carl said, have that curiosity, but I wouldn't take them through it necessarily. If you did take someone through it, I would have it well scripted with someone ahead of time and not tested. But you would have to be very well scripted, and it might only be over 3 areas. So, but you would want to very carefully script that out.
Hey, Brian, before you go, can I just reinforce 2 things that Pat said? First of all, by putting the software up on the screen, obviously, my opinion, we designed it, so we think it's absolutely fabulous, but I think it looks sexy as hell. And if I owned a business, I would like to know what the heck happened, especially when I would very definitely use the 497 million weighted algorithmic sequences, like that terminology, because it's like, what the hell? I don't understand. Like, that's a good thing because it makes me curious, right? So the reason I would pop that up the way Pat said, and I agree with that, is to get them, you know what I mean, kind of thinking, wow, this looks sexy. So curiosity, and hang on, second thing I wanted to reinforce, make sure that if you're going to do this, you have got somebody who knows his numbers, understands what you're going to do. It's like reality TV. When you watch The Bachelor, there's very little reality TV going on, right? Like, it is scripted to significantly further than we'd all want to think. And Survivor and the rest of them are very similar. Sorry?
I don't watch The Bachelor since they turned me down.
Did they? Damn. There you go, Brian. They would have definitely turned me down.
The wife wouldn't let me go on it.
There we go. Okay, so what do you think of what Pat and I have said? Does that answer your question? Any further questions? What do you think?
Yeah, it answers it brilliantly. Thanks, guys. And I think, Pat, what you said about just having the screenshot, that adds to the certainty, quite frankly. So you do the presentation, then throw that at the end and go, hey, guys, here's one we did earlier. It's like Blue Peter for the UK. It's like, here's what we did earlier. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and by the way, you don't need to do it live, so you can just have screenshots. Like, I do a webinar, and at the end, I've just got like 5. In fact, Pat created them for me, but I've got like 5 screenshots where I'm just showing different parts of the software. Like, Pat, what did we do? Like, we've got this shot, we've got one in priorities, one in implementation, one in ROI, and then one of the roadmap. So yeah, just have that and just flick through. So you don't need it to be live. You just have PowerPoints, do the same thing.
Yeah, that'd be good. Could you share which ones you use, the screenshots you use, please? So which pages?
I just kind of listed the ones I can take. The dashboard, basically what you're looking at right here. Priorities, just want to click it. Just along the top, Brian, can you see? Just look along the top.
Yep.
Just priorities like that right there. Implementation, get that for me, please. Boom, and you see the way this looks. So it's like, as we're working together, everything's laid out. I had reports, so I had a report laid out. Yep, just like that. And then actually 3 shots of that, so it's like as though you're scrolling down. Maybe, Pat, if you could send Brian, if you'd like, you'd send us an email and we can just PAS@noresults-nofee.com, and we can fire that to you. I think meeting notes I didn't have, but you could do that. No. ROI I definitely had. I don't think that would be.
Now, you know what, Carl? It might be good if maybe people create their own screenshots. It's so easy to do. It's just control print screen, right? So because you can set up what you want for your monthly cost of coaching and
the numbers.
I don't want to get back and forth like, well, can you create me a screenshot with 997 or whatever? Like, people can do this so easily themselves.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
And then also when we were doing those screenshots before, we didn't have the ROI tab with like these kind of things and the multicolors now and all that. So
there you go.
Cool.
So Brian, did that help you?
I didn't want you to do it.
That's okay.
It just goes great.
I wasn't
expecting to do it for us.
We're all good. Okay, awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I
Does that
wasn't
answer your
expecting you
question?
to do it for
All
me.
good? Yeah, that's all good, man.
I'm gone. Thank you. Good lad.
Hey,
Oh, somebody.
you know what?
Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on. Wait right there, Brian. 1 sec. I'm going to open up Shanda. Hang on a minute. Shanda, what do you want to say?
Oh, I love his accent. I love it.
Brian, your wife might be more. All this talk about The Bachelor, it's got everybody all funky here. What's going on, Shanda?
Well, it's like when a guy walks past you and he has a cologne on and you say, "Oh my gosh, you smell good." It's not so much that you're like wanting to be with him. It's just,
Yeah.
wow, that really caught my attention.
You just want to hear him keep talking. Well, should I keep him open so he can keep talking here, or what? What do you think?
Let him do it.
Okay, oh, you're a legend. Good sport. Okay, Shannon, I'm going to put you back on mute. Brian with the sexy voice. We're going to unfortunately we're going to mute you, and they're going to have to listen to Pat. What about us, by the way, Shannon? I might have to open her back up, Pat. I think I might be insulted all of a sudden.
Hey, Carl.
Okay, bud. Brian, thanks, man.
Carl.
Great question, dude.
Hey, Carl, I want to show a couple. I want to show a couple things here. Maybe just like a quick release here on what's happening in the software the last week or two. For those who have graced us with their presence today, let's see here. Just open up this latest. You haven't even seen this, Carl, so you'll be happy about this too.
Yeah, let me see.
Financials. When you go to financials, you now have an other section here. So you can click on accommodations and you get your net and gross profit margin. But if you don't know it, click on other. You can enter them here. Whatever the net and gross is for the industry, and that should update through the through everything in this software. That's one, and the other was reports. And now, you know, I've only done here, I think, a little bit. I'm not sure if it's even going to show here if I did enough. But down the bottom here under reports, there are appendix. And so I don't think it's going to show on roadmap. I think it just shows on report. So go under report, and then you have the appendix there of whatever answers you put into the software will show here. Of course, you won't deliver this to a client, but you can chop that out and have it available to you if you want to just use it for your coaching or consulting. So we've got those two changes that have just been made this week. So
cool. Just so everybody's aware, so guys, as you know, you're going through the questions and there's section for you to put notes. So what he's done there is at the very end of your report, there's an appendix, and then just any notes that you have created, they're there so that they're captured in one place. You've got them, you can revisit them, you can share them with your client, or you might want to, like Pat said, just delete them. So just so you have them for your own reference though. So yeah, very cool.
Let's see if that works there. So I just put that note in there, and we'll go to reports. And let's see here. There we go. It shows right up. So that's good. I'm very happy to see that. Yep.
Awesome.
Very happy to see.
Good job, dude. I love it, man. I love it. Okay, cool. We got a couple of guys. If you got any more questions, again, put your hand up. Anybody else? Anybody wants to tell us how sexy our voices are? We will accept that compliment for us too. Not only Brian. Okay.
Let's see.
What's that, Pat?
Let's see if William's on the call. William, are you with us today?
Oh yeah. Hang on a second. Oh, here he is. William, talking to sexy men. Are you there? How come we can't hear him today?
I don't know.
William,
that's kind of strange.
Everybody wants to hear your incredibly sexy voice, man. Come on. Okay, that's all right. Okay, we're going to go. We got a couple more questions. And again, if you have a question, either raise your hand or chuck it in the chat box. Mashin, we're coming for you. Mashin McDonald, what's happening?
Hey, guys. Quick question. I actually just today had a call with our Chamber of Commerce and our local newspaper, and I walked them through the software and they loved it. Actually, they both want to come on board. But the question is for them and their clients, as far as them promoting this or offering it to their clients, were a little hesitant because they didn't know how to really present it. So I was curious, is there any kind of a roadmap or brochure
Yes.
or coaching
Yes.
point to help them position
Yeah.
it?
How do you go on stage? You're comfortable with 10 to 20 people in a room?
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's the way to do it. Are they in the same city? Like, is this local?
Yeah, it's local.
Yep. So that's what you do. Basically, these people are advertising. They're not really looking. Nobody really buys advertising. It's almost like a suicide hotline for businesses, to be totally honest with you, because they're a little bit desperation a lot of the time. And also I'm trying to grow. That's why they advertise. So really what you want to do, they don't need advertisement about 80% of the time. What they really need is an upsell, a downsell, a cross-sell, a proper upfront offer. This is the kind of stuff they need goals, and they need goals written down. And the goal shouldn't be to get to $1 million, because that's a stupid goal. Because again, as I said this last week, but a company that gets to $1 million, I know guys that get to $1 million and they make $100,000, and then I know folks that get to $1 million and they lose $100,000. I know you know folks that make 500,000 and make 250. Yep.
So I'm wondering if we're missing the point of the question. So is the question, do we have marketing material so that the chamber can explain to others what the software is all about? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just to tee up the introduction.
Yeah. Okay, well, what I'd recommend, though, is that you do a live, so they're advertising, their clients are advertising, they're really trying to grow their business. They basically go to their advertisers and say,
Carl,
because you're advertising with us, put 10 people in a room. Yep.
Carl, I get that piece of it.
Okay.
And I actually, that's not a problem. That's in the works. But given the timing, right, because I'm not going to do a workshop or a seminar or Zoom every single day for that purpose. So when they have their salespeople out talking to a business and they're trying to sweeten the pot and provide this offer on top of just the regular advertising, I'm looking for something that will be able to talk to the business owner that they're in front of.
I got you. I apologize. Okay. Yeah. So what are you asking? So for some marketing material, basically?
Yeah. Or just an easy, simple script of, here's how we're going to put you in touch. Here's our strategic partner. This is what you're going to get. And here's a little bit to what you can expect.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have it created, but the script is just this, that, come up with your number. You might want to you might be comfortable with 10,000. You might be more comfortable with 50,000. You might want to stretch it and go to 100. But the guy who sells the ad says, if you buy today, we'll sit you down with Mashen, and he's basically he's our partnered consultant. He'll sit down with your business and he'll be able to find you $50,000 in 45 minutes without spending $1 on marketing or advertising as a bonus for buying the ad today.
Okay, so just drop in the 10K challenge script.
Yeah, basically that's what I do. And then if you sign today, it's a bonus, and then they you sit with them, and then you do your magic. But on a broader scale, you seem to already have this under control. The way I'd be doing it, again, is the way I started, where organize some regular events with them in their boardroom, and you are going to really crush that relationship, both from a standpoint that you'll get lots of coaching clients, but you're also going to help their advertisers at a higher level, because advertising is such a small piece of what they really actually need. But,
and let me just ask one quick follow-up question to that point, because I'm in a relatively small community, and I haven't reached out to the radio station, but I know I can get the radio station. I've got the newspaper. I've got the chamber. There's a couple other groups. And maybe I'm overthinking this, but at what point does it start to dilute itself where they start to feel they don't have a unique offering anymore because everybody else is offering me and LPW?
Yeah, cross your fingers and hope that you get to that point, right? That will be amazing. But realistically, that's not I would go one step further from that. How many businesses in your local area have just what I said, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, and proper upfront offers?
6.
6 in total, or 6%?
I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I know exactly. Okay, so as in like almost none, right?
Right.
So until like that should be the broader goal, right? Like you're not going to rest until you sat with every single business owner in your city and put it in front of them and put a roadmap in front of them, which is what you're looking at with the software, to basically understand how powerful, you know, those very basic, you know, things are. And then there's goal setting, which I mentioned, and time management. You know, I don't need to meet them to know that their 80-20 rules are all completely upside down.
Yeah.
So make that your mission, and then, you know, saturation and all that completely irrelevant.
Got it. Okay.
See what I mean? Cool. Does that help?
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Cool. And Michelle, something like what you're talking about will no doubt be coming in the future, but just right now, you can imagine we're, you know, getting this to this point has been a huge undertaking. So all that stuff will be coming though. Do you feel comfortable?
Sure. Thank you. And by the way,
cool.
it's pronounced Machen.
Machen.
Yeah. Oh, what city? Actually, I was what is it?
Machen, like the month of May and your chin.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Month of May and chin. You've said that before. Well done.
Once
well
or
done.
twice.
All right, Machen. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Back on mute. There we go. Sharon, let me just open up Sharon here. I think she had a question. Sharon Rich.
Oh, hey, how are you?
That's a good last name you got there.
Yeah, it works. I kept it even after I got married. So.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
How can we help you?
So I have two questions. So one is, I'm just curious about the claim about that I can find this money for you without you spending $1 on marketing or advertising, because it seems like some of the areas for improvement do involve some investment in marketing and advertising. So just help me to understand that in case somebody challenges me on it.
Yeah, just, okay, go to the ones without the marketing and advertising is starting, do you know what I mean? But you will be able to find them. You know, the biggest problem that you've got with this entire process is that your numbers swell up to, you know, as we continually talk about,
right.
You know, to over 500,000. So that's the least of your worries, is being able to find 100 without marketing or advertising. Pat, let me throw it to you quickly. How would you answer that to make sure that you agree?
Yeah, there's several sections. One would be market dominating position. That would be a great place to start. And, you know, a business that goes from not having one to having one could literally double or more. But certainly 5-10% would be, you know, in the initial ballpark. You've got cut costs would be a great place. Increase prices would be a great place. Bundling could be doing something. Alliances and joint ventures could be something. You might be able to grow them without spending anything on marketing, advertising. Downsell is another one. You know, the walkout, you know, getting out the door offer, getting people to buy something more. You're not spending anything there. Upsell, cross-sell is nothing there.
Right.
So yeah, you might spend it on leads. You might spend it on digital marketing. Of course you would, unless you're just doing some social media, but you've got to have a pretty good plan there to do that. Additional products and services, another one. Drip campaign. I mean, so most of these I would say is without spending additional money.
Yeah, although some of those, the drip campaign would involve an investment, but I get where you're going. So that's
well,
cool.
Not necessarily though, Sharon. Not like, because the idea is that they already have a list, right? So they have a list, but they've got no drip campaign. So we're implementing it. We don't need to drive the traffic first, right? So.
Okay, got it.
Right, makes sense. Like even, you know, digital marketing. So a lot of that is like social, you know, digital marketing includes social media, right? Which doesn't cost anything. But that being said, if you know my, you know, advertising, the profit is a superpower. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want people to hear from that we, you know, are recommending social media over advertising the profit. But I'm, you know, there's a combo of each, but advertising the profit is an absolute superpower and something that, you know, people should find a way to monetize and make work.
Cool. And I assume that the reason that you're using that claim is that you've found that resonates, that people want to figure out how to grow without spending money on marketing and advertising.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Look, you bring up a super point. Like, you line up 10 people, actually, the dating game where we're going to have like blindfolds and nobody's going to know what's going on. And you'll say to 10 of them, I'm going to find you $100,000 in 45 minutes. And then you're going to say to the other 10, I'm going to find you $100,000 in 45 minutes without spending $1 on marketing or advertising, like add the second half. Your conversions and the level of curiosity on the second half without the advertising and marketing, it's not even going to be a comparison. It's going to be like lights out, done. So it's just a very important part of your pitch, a very important part of your marketing message.
Okay. And then my other question.
Let me just finish on that one. Hang on, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or Sharon. So the other reason is there's a lot of people who go out there and want to grow their business and they run into digital marketers. And the digital marketers saying, yeah, we can get a Facebook ads campaign going or a Google AdWords or something. And the very first thing they do is to go and spend money on advertising. And the reason they do that is because they haven't studied business growth, for one thing. They've studied digital marketing. They've studied digital advertising. And the only thing they know how to do is put together an ad campaign and send traffic to your website by spending money. And that's like the lowest form of marketing genius, is doing that. Like anyone can, I'm serious, like anyone can spend money on advertising and grow a business. The key is, how do you grow a business if you have no money to spend on marketing or advertising? And I tell you, I think some business owners are just fed up to here, with people coming in or with, solutions that involve spending money. So let's just find ways for people to grow a business on a bootstrap budget, which is what they want. And let's prove those first. And let's kind of shore up all the holes in the back door, that they have a wide open back door in their business. And they've got, all these different ways to grow, like people who they've got a customer list they never use, or they never invite back former customers, or they don't have any referrals, or all those areas you can do before you go to advertising. And I think if we put together a list, Carl, maybe we should do this at some point where we have those 40 ways to grow in the Breakthrough 40. And all things being equal, if we were to say, let's say money's tight, how would we grow a business? We've got 40 ways to do it. I bet you advertising would come in around 37 or higher, 37 to 40. It would be one of the last things you can do. So it's very low. You've got to talk about strategy. You've got to talk about trust and expertise and education, all those areas in the Breakthrough 40 before you even go out to referrals. You've got to have your market dominating position before you go and get referrals, before you do testimonials, before you do almost everything. So,
totally. Cool.
Does that help, Sharon? Actually, even one more, and totally so on board. And just even more practical application is that then they do decide, because the Facebook ads, everybody's trying to work it out, but the business has got really, really slight margins, and they don't have slight margins because they've got slight margins. They've got slight margins because they're disorganized, and they've got expenses and staffing, and they've got accounts receivable problems, right? Where they're like they've got slim margins and they got accounts receivable problem. Well, advertising is a horrific decision when that's the case, right? So this is where the Facebook ad guy getting a little bit of consulting training and understanding exactly what we're looking at right now as in the software would be a significantly better idea for them to understand that than understanding Facebook advertising. But the business owner goes to the Facebook ad because it's got that sexy delusional feel to it.
Right.
So
yeah, totally.
Cool. Okay, awesome. But Sharon, another question?
Another question?
You sure can.
Yep.
Yeah. So my other question is, you've talked about a bunch of different webinars that we could do to sort of, pull people from curious into as a bridge to getting them into a one-on-one, maybe quick start selling conversation. And so what I'm wondering is, do you have a sense of what webinar is most effective for converting people into the one-on-one conversation?
So I want to make sure you're asking which presentation that we have is best.
Yeah, what do you or what do other other consultants who are using this?
Yeah, there's a presentation on the back. Yeah, just the focus group presentation. It's right there, ready to rock. It's got 104 PowerPoints, word for word, for a 2-hour presentation. Just use exactly that.
Wait, I'm not understanding what that is. The focus group.
Okay, so yeah, if you go into Coach's Marketing Center, you're going to see a number of presentations. One's for the live events, for the focus groups. That script is designed to basically talk to a room of 10 people and then get them all to want to sit down one-to-one with you at the end.
Okay, great. I mean, it's awesome. I'm not complaining. There is so much information there.
Yeah, no, I know.
I just feel like I'm drinking from the fire hose, and
I know.
When I see one thing, it's like I'm trying to remember what was that again and where was it, So thank you so much for this. This is so helpful, these calls. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. That's what I want to hear. Good job and great questions. I'm going to put you back on mute. Okay. Where are we going here? Pat, my man. Holly's got a question. Oh, Holly, you're self-muted. If you want to ask, you got to, there you go. Hey, Holly.
Hey there. How are you?
Fabulous. How can we help you?
So I think I have what's a simple question. I was meeting with a client today, and we were starting to go through the software. And my question is, as we were going along, so, I'm starting and doing with the market dominating position, and we get information in there. And then the more we talk, I get more and more information. And so I want to go back and beef up the answers to some of those questions. So I go back to that section. And the only way I could figure out how to get back to particular questions was just to hit the back button until I got to that question. Is there any other way to get back to a specific question once you've answered it?
Okay, so we're on two different areas. One is the quick start, which allows you to go automatically there. And then the other is the full assessment. And I know right now, the answer is no. Hang on a sec, I'm on the wrong one. It's not that we don't want it, but there is a problem with this. Let me see if that's the one. I'll just open up one of these and we'll go for it. So let's say we have some answers here. And you go there and you're looking up and you go, oh, I want to change this first answer. And how can we change that first answer without actually going back?
Right.
Let me ask William. William, are you able to?
Yep.
Oh, you're there.
Oh, here he is. William, you there?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Oh, good.
Hey,
yes.
There we are.
So William, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I know there's a problem here, Holly, because we can't just, certainly this answer was a yes, no, and we can't just change that here, because if we change that, then all these other questions are irrelevant because we've now gone in a different direction.
Right.
So the reason that we back up is we say, oh, there's a no question. We have to go back, and we can now change this to yes, and we continue forward, and that becomes yes, and the other question disappears. So William, do you think it's possible that we can create something they can just go back and edit this question?
Yeah, for now, what you just described actually the issue. The best way what we could do is allow you to go back and edit directly the non-split question, that is text questions. Otherwise, if you would want to edit the yes, no question, you have to back up, because that will change the whole trail or the whole tree of how we have come up to the point where we were. So the ones that we can actually directly, that could be a feature update, that we can actually go back and edit directly is the text questions. Those are easy to work with. Otherwise, if it's a yes, no, you have to back up because that changes everything below it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And I had both situations. I had a situation where, I got more information on their market dominating position. So I just wanted to go back and add more text. And then I also had the situation where, we would answer a question and maybe he said, yes, we do have our market dominating position in all of our marketing materials. But then the more we talked, I realized, no, really, it's no. So I guess I have both situations. And so I understand needing to go back if it's a yes, no question. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something in how to get both of those places.
Oh, actually, I got an idea, William. What about this? Okay. See the way we've got, you see the bubble on the right-hand side. It's got, what is it? And then we've got the bubble.
Yeah, for comments.
So potentially, so what is the thing that totally separates you from your competition? We've got the answer, and then could we keep a bubble beside each of those answers? So now she could go back because that's where that bubble's for, right? So she could go back and do that at any time.
Yeah,
does that work?
Yeah, that's brilliant. We can do that.
Pat, you see what I'm saying there?
What I was hoping I could do is go back to where it shows the question above. I was hoping if I went and hovered over that particular question, it would take me back to it, but it didn't.
Yeah, we can try and do something about that for future update.
Yeah. Like maybe even William, if you had the answer in a bubble, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like rather than have another bubble, like the actual answer is kind of in a bubble, so she could come back and edit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can definitely do something about that.
Maybe just
make a note of that.
Yeah, just putting an edit button next to the questions that are allowed to edit, and then someone can go back.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's it.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. So anyway, that's awesome. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some workaround that I didn't know about.
Okay, no, we've talked about it, Holly, and we're gonna get it done. It's just a matter of time. It could be, I don't know, William, maybe next week.
Yeah, that's a good update for next week.
Good, yeah. Okay, there we go. There we go, Holly.
There we go. Well, Holly, high five. Well done.
So
Thank
ordered.
You.
You're welcome.
So you're hired, Holly. Good job. You're on the team. William, she's starting tomorrow. She'll be with you. Anything else, Holly? Anything else we can help you with?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Great question. I'm going to put you back on mute. Who else do we got here? Jan's got a question. Jan, we're coming for you, but there we go. Yo, Jan, how's it going? Jan, you there?
Not there.
Are you just being shy, Jan? We're not going to. Okay, all right, Jan. She actually has a question here that I can. Yeah, so Jan's asking okay, if they don't spend money on social media content, doesn't that mean they have to do it themselves? And owner's time is probably more expensive than hiring someone to help with social media. Do you agree? Oh, hang on. Now she's answered. Jan, we're coming back for you. You're not muted now, Jan. Maybe you're muted on your side for some reason. Keep trying. But anyways, yeah, so guys, what she's asking, no doubt, and this is just one of those things, and frankly, this is why people need coaches and consultants to help them, work this out. Like Jan is saying, oh, here she comes. Jan, is that you?
It's me, and I'm a he, not a her.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, Jan.
Okay, it's not the first.
We can hear you.
It's definitely not the first time.
Okay, so no doubt you probably know it's coming anyways, but this is why they need a coach consultant to help them weigh up, should they be spending time on social media? Because I think there's some tremendous value understanding the marketplace and seeing what they're saying and how they respond to different questions and whatnot. But as far as a long-term game plan to be hanging out on social media and farting around, absolutely not a good idea. But I think there's a little bit of value there. And the question is, what's their budget? And if they got a large budget, then hey, hire somebody to do it. But if they don't, this is something they should be questioning. So
in theory, if we're able to do that, so we would say we could do it for you as well.
Yes.
But that means they're spending more money besides the consulting fee. They're going to spend
Oh,
money.
totally. You do the do it yourself. Oh, absolutely. Totally. It's an upsell. It's a beautiful, it's an amazing upsell. And they're getting, then you know it's going to be done right and that it's getting done. So you're controlling it to a degree, because if you just leave it up to the business owner, they tend to get a little bit overwhelmed and fall behind, et cetera. This is, just the nature of it. So yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, so that would be where you would probably do the contingency. Since their budget is probably limited, so that would be a good place to do a contingency.
Yeah, well, I do a contingency no matter what, because it's going to help you close the deal because they feel like you're more confident in your abilities. And also when you hit an absolute home run, you're going to get paid significantly more than just your retainer. But yeah, you definitely, Pat, throw it to you. You got any different spin on that?
Well, I mean, your time is valuable too. So if you're going to help them do it, you're going to charge a certain amount, but hopefully you're not going to do it yourself, because if you're trying to make your $100 an hour or $200 an hour, you should not be doing social media yourself. You should be hiring, a partner to do it from the Philippines or somewhere like that.
I already have those. Yeah, I do a lot of that now for my other.
Okay, perfect then. Yeah, so then I would just, you're almost acting as a digital agency in that sense, and you're outsourcing it, which sounds like you're on the right track. So
yeah, I do a lot of that. So actually, I also own the company that help people outsource. So I'm very familiar with outsourcing to Poland, India, Eastern Europe, and India, and the Philippines.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Beautiful. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, Jen, high five, man. Any other questions for us? Oh, doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. I'm going to put Jen on mute. Who do we got here? Steve, we're coming for you, Steve. Hey, Steve, you're live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies.
Hey.
Got a question for you. With going back to the reports, you just showed the example where you've got the field under each section header, you've got the field text.
Yes.
Is there any way of putting the bubble text associated with that there as well?
Oh, I see. So back in the questions here.
So you put text into your field there.
Yeah.
And there's also a bubble available.
On this one, yes.
Yeah, those that do have bubbles.
Yes, correct.
Is there a way of, in the report, that we can either cut out and not give to them, etc., but can we have all that bubble data in its proper correlation as well?
Okay, so I think, let me find out, let me find one that I know that we've done. Oh my goodness, where would it be? Let me try this one. I'm gonna find something with more than one area. Okay, so let me go back to market dominating position. We know we found a breakthrough there. And let me add something here. So we'll call this WebWatch surveillance. We know it's there already. And that is under in the areas of impact. So let's see what happens in reports. Scroll down. And that was under market dominating position.
Okay, there's that.
And there's the note, WebWatch surveillance.
All right, and that's associated with the comment?
That's associated with the question, are there any other areas of impact? And then we gave a 3%, and we added a note. So it says note.
Outstanding.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because somebody else on a prior call, either last week or week before, was asking about how to get the note data.
Exactly. Well,
that's good.
We're listening to your questions, so we take it seriously. Like, hey, we're making notes, and We don't take these lightly. We like William and I have our meetings 2 or 3 times a week, and we're discussing this, and we prioritize everything to get it done as quick as possible. That makes sense. So there you go.
Yeah, much appreciated on all fronts.
Sure. You're
Awesome.
so
Any
welcome.
other? All good, Steve?
All good.
Awesome, man. I'm going to put you back on mute. And then we've got Tony. Tony, we're coming for you. Oh, you're self-muted, Tony?
Hey, Carl.
There you go.
Thanks for taking my question. I had a quick question regarding contingencies. I know you said that you do them every time, so that really got me excited. I almost fell out of my chair because, those things are in my head all day long. So what if, here's a scenario for you. If someone hires you for executive coaching, they go, I love what you're saying about wanting you just to be advisory. Can you tell me if you've ever done contingency in such capacity and that kind of scope? And then also if you could share some wins on your behalf of just for motivation in terms of, recent wins you've done, that would be great. Over.
Yeah. Okay, I want to make sure I'm understanding. You mentioned executive coaching has changes things, right? Because you want to do a contingency deal on an executive agreement.
Is that possible, or would you recommend that?
Not really, because you're working when you're doing executive coaching, you're working with managers and staff members. Yeah. So that's not going to work, right? You're just going to get your, hypothetically $2,000 a month and then go, right? So now, really importantly though, and I want everybody to hear this because I think you might have heard something that the others might have glossed over, and that's just, I do a contingency every single time because it increases my conversions. It appears as though my coaching is going to be significantly more expensive, and it increases my conversions for the simple reason. Remember, what am I trying to bring across with the coaching client? That's certainty. So therefore, it appears as though, it appears as though I am getting it appears as though I'm getting I'm willing to get paid on your performance. You know what I mean? Just imagine what that does to them. So it makes me appear as though I'm backing my own coaching and abilities at a significantly greater level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It kind of, like you would call anchor pricing. Essentially, you could say, hey, it's $5,000 flat or $2,000 plus 3.5% contingency, which is a lot more value and a lot more skin in the game. As I'm just repeating back to I know you didn't say that, but that's what I heard. So yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Only difference is I wouldn't do $5,000 flat for anything. What I'm doing, if I'm doing $5,000, it's $5,000 a month. It's $2,000 a month. It's $1,000 a month. It's $6,000 a month. It's a monthly fee, ongoing.
Awesome.
Right. So it's two. So let's just hypothetically, I think for most listening, $2,000 a month would be great. That's a good retainer, plus my contingency. So Pat, were you going to chime in there?
Well, I was going to say we have to close our time right now because I know you guys have a 1 o'clock webinar with Adrian. So he's reminding me, finish up. Let's go.
Cool. Okay. All right. Cool bananas. Okay. So there we go. We got a bolt. Tony, I hope that helps, man. I'm going to put you back on mute, guys. So next week, come ready with questions. Pat,
on
William,
Thursday.
so much for being here, guys. Yeah, Thursday we're back ready to rock and roll.
Thursday 3 Pacific. So.
Yeah, but just from Pat and I standpoint, like, guys, this is super valuable. Like Pat just said a minute ago, you guys are chiming in, and then we're making adjustments. So this is about. I hope this is great for you guys, and that's the feedback that we've heard. But it's also great for us. So pitter patter, let's get at her. Cool bananas.
All right, guys, take care. Have a great week.